and welcome to our Q&A about our summer camp changes. And we're going to be talking about all the different changes we've got going on about our summer camp. And I'm going to be talking specifically about our changes with our weekend adventures. And this is Corey.
Hi, my name is Corey Orthman. I'm a middle school teacher here. I'm going to be talking about our academic program and answering your questions in that area.
And I'm James Galunas. I work in the admissions department. I'm going to help answer your questions about the admissions process and about our afternoon camps, which have been completely revamped this year as well.
Great. I want to say send your questions in. I'm going to be checking them out here, and I'll be deferring them to these two gentlemen, or I'll be answering them myself, so ask away. First, we're going to be starting with Corey talking about our academic program.
Thanks. Yeah, so our academic program here in the summer has always been one of our strengths. Students come here in the summer for two main reasons. One is that they've been having trouble in some area of their academics and they want to come here to repair it or patch up any holes in their education so far. We have our unique study methods here. We teach all of our students study tools every summer so that they can really become independent students that can study on their own. The second main area that people come here to study is that they want to get ahead for the fall. They know that you're going into high school, you're going to be studying algebra, and you can come here and get a head start on your algebra. So when you go into high school, you already know more than everybody else in your class. So, yeah.
Okay, great. And Jake?
The other half of their afternoons are going to be taken up in these afternoon camps. So there's about 2 hours each afternoon, and they're going to pick one specialized camp per week to concentrate on. For example, they might choose in their first week to do the fine arts camp, and they would be working on watercolors. They'd be working on ceramics and clay modeling. They might be working on bookmaking. There's many different kinds of art that they'll be able to work on and maybe try out for the first time as they go throughout this week of specialized camp. So that's going to be Monday through Thursday, 2 hours every afternoon. The second week, they could choose a different camp. They might choose to do our horse camp, which has been extremely popular for many years. If you're a first-time horse rider, you start with all the basics. This is how you care for the horse. These are the basics of riding. If you already have some skill, if you already have some experience, you can work to up your game and to really move to the next level of skill in that. Week 3, you change it up again. You might choose to do the outdoor camp. You could be working on your archery skills, on your forestry skills. There's going to be a lot that we're going to be doing on our campus. We have 720 acres on our campus here, and we're really going to be utilizing that for the outdoor camps.
Oh, we have a question. How are camps different than the classes we used to do?
Okay, so in prior years, and for those of the many returning students that have been here in the past, it used to be 3 different slots, 3 different activities in the afternoon. You could do some horseback riding, and then some art, and then some archery or something like that. It was kind of a mix and match thing in the afternoons. That has been replaced with one slot of about 2 hours concentrated on one subject. So it really allows the student to dig their claws in and get further into that one subject. When you're doing something for about 45 minutes, you could just be getting some momentum on it, and then you can change it up. And instead, it's like, are you just getting there on watercolors and you're really starting to work on a piece that really gets your creativity going? Great, buckle down, keep going. You really get a chance to carry through on that.
Nice. Cool. Okay, and I'm going to talk a little bit about our weekend adventure trips. This is tends to be a highlight. So we're going to go for the elementary middle. The first weekend trip is the exciting sand dunes trip. So we head down to the southern coast of Oregon, and there's gorgeous sand dunes. There's a beautiful lake. If you see any of our summer promotional materials, you'll see the kids jumping into this lake. That's the lake, Lake Cleox. It's beautiful. It's my son's favorite trip. And so they get to do that for 2 days. This is an overnight trip. And then the same weekend, the upper school gets to go on the rafting trip. This is probably the favorite trip of the summer.
Definitely.
Yeah. So there's 2 days of whitewater rafting on the Deschutes River. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful river. With experienced river guides, so there's safety first. And they get to watch a movie on a big screen movie under the stars. It's really, really beautiful. So that's the first weekend. And then the second weekend, it's not an overnight trip, but they get to go, this is for the elementary middle, they get to go to the aquarium on the coast and whale watching. And we are super lucky that we are in the whale migration pattern. So we get to see whales migrating. So they go off in a boat and they get to check out the whales. It's really cool. And then the next day, this is for the elementary middle, the next day they get to go to Enchanted Forest, which is also really fun. That's a storybook theme park, which is really awesome. It's about an hour away from here. And the upper school that same weekend goes to the Mount Hood Adventure Park and a cruise on the river in Portland. It's gorgeous. And the next day they go to Tree Adventure Park. That's also a really popular trip. The Tree Adventure Park, they go zip lining, they're in the trees, they fly with harnesses and helmets and all that. That's a lot of fun. And then once you get to the third trip, that is the third weekend, that's actually the bonus trip. So if you are staying for all 6 weeks, you get to do the bonus trip, which is the Seattle trip. That is also an amazing, amazing trip. That's a weekend trip. They go to do Wild Waves Water Park. They visit the zoo up there. Of course, they get to go on the iconic Space Needle. Beautiful, beautiful views. Shopping, all kinds of fun. So then on the second sessions, because now one of the major changes is that we have the second session, which is first is the 3 weeks and the second is the 3 weeks. So for the second session, we have our first weekend trip for the elementary middle is they do the rafting trip. So it's a very similar trip as the upper school, except for it's elementary middle, and they have a really fantastic time. Slightly different campground, but still amazing. And then the upper school students do the sand dunes trip. Again, similar, but now it's the upper school students doing it. They do the amazing dune buggies, which is so exciting. And then we've got the fourth weekend trip, which is the all-school beach trip. So this is a trip that the elementary, middle, and upper school go on, and pretty much a lot of the staff, too, go on this trip. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. All kinds of food. We bring our food and chefs and barbecue and, all kinds of fruit and yummies, and they play soccer and volleyball on the beach and do kites and sand contests and all that. And then the upper school have a dance that night, and the middle school do pizza and movie on campus. I'm pretty sure that movie is with a movie screen outside, and they have the sleeping bags on the grass, and it's really beautiful. And then the last week for the upper school, we've got the Bullwinkle's Family Fun Trip, that's for the elementary. That is a really exciting one. They go miniature golfing and laser tagging and bumper boats, and then the upper school goes and does the jet boats and shopping trip in Portland. The jet boats are crazy. They go on the river, and it's crazy. That was a fun one for me too. So they're really amazing, exciting weekend adventures. We keep the kids busy. They put their phones down. They go get out there and do stuff. Yeah. And James is going to tell you a little bit more about the admissions process.
So, if all this is interesting to you and you want to get in on this, you want to save a spot now, which I highly recommend, just contact our school. You can call our main number, 800-626-6610. You can email us. You can reach out to us through our Facebook page, and either myself or another member of our admissions office will get back to you, and we can help answer your particular questions and help you through the process. There's a short application process. Families who sign up by the end of this month, by the end of February, are eligible for a discounted price. So definitely contact us today. I'd be happy to help you.
Someone sent in a question about the age range for the camps.
Yes. All right. So for boarding students, which is a lot of our summer session students are boarding, they're welcome between the ages of 8 and 18 to apply. Kind of the ages of 8 to 13 will be in the elementary and middle school, and from 13 and a half or 14 years old on up, that'll be in our upper school. Day students are definitely welcome to join us as well, and we do have a lower school for students under 8 to attend as day students. Lower school starts around the age of 5. If your child is 4, 5, 6 years old, and if you're trying to see if they're ready for this yet or our program's a good fit, just call us up. One of us will talk to you, and we'll see if this is the right time for that.
Okay, great. We've got a question for Corey about, can campers work on academic subjects they need to improve their grade in, like math? I think you touched on that a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. The great thing about our program is that it's individualized. You don't have to be at some specific point and get to another specific point during the summer. You can really drop in, for younger students that are having trouble just with arithmetic, or older students that are already working on algebra or trigonometry. We have over 250 individualized study guides that whatever area of math or science or anything that you're having trouble with, we can find the perfect right fit for you. So whatever you need help with, we will match you up to like the right point to sort of debug or problem shoot what trouble you're having, to kind of find you an individualized solution. All of our students study independently. We have teachers in every classroom helping, but we're finding the point that you need to study from, and you get to go as fast as you want through it. You don't have to wait for anybody else. You don't have to either also keep up with anybody else. If you need more time to study a subject than other students, this is the sort of program for you, because you can take the time in the summer to go as fast or sometimes a little bit slower when you need to really get that subject cleaned up.
Okay, great. On further clarification on what age does boarding start?
Boarding starts at 8 years old. If your child is 8, or if you are watching this and you're 8, contact us. And if you are watching and you're 8 years old, hello, welcome. Just contact us. You can call us, email us, contact us through the Facebook page, and we would be happy to look at your particular circumstances. What are you ready for academically? What are you ready for in terms of challenge in a boarding environment or a summer camp program?
Okay, great. We have a question about, do children have to board at the school for the whole summer, or can they go during the day only? So I think you talked about that a little bit.
Right. Being a day student and being a boarding student, those are both options. If you do live in the local area and you just want to come for the academics and the afternoon camps and that kind of intense enrichment, that's absolutely an option. If you wanted to as well join us for those weekend activities, that would be a separate thing that you could also join in on.
Okay, great. Let's see if there's any other ones. What is a typical schedule for the student during the summer for boarding?
Great. I have that right here. And this is a booklet with a lot of this information that we're covering now and more. It's in this booklet. If you would like a copy, just comment, reach out to us through the Facebook page or something like that, and we'll send you a copy. So students are going to be waking up about 7:30, 7:45, get up, get ready, breakfast. 8:30 is roll call in the classroom, and you're going to get going academically. And like Corey mentioned, you're going to be working on an individualized program. You're going to be working on something that is tailored to what do you need to be working on? What do you want to be working on? So that's going to go for the morning and for half of the afternoon. Lunchtime is at noon for the elementary and middle school, and about 12:30 for the upper school. The afternoon is then split. For about 2 of those hours, you're going to be in the classroom continuing to work on those academic subjects. And the other 2 hours of the afternoon are going to be spent on one of those specialized afternoon camps that I was talking about earlier. There's dinner time, and then after dinner, for the elementary and middle schools specifically, there's going to be some time, a little bit of free time to spend with your friends and with the staff here. Plenty of time to call your parents, call your mom and dad, let them know how you're doing. Call your friends at home saying, I'm having such a great time, you should come join me here. And then there's supervised activities throughout the evening. I mentioned earlier we have 720 acres on the campus here, and it allows for a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of students go on hikes with the faculty here in the evenings. Some of the berries around here are just going to be getting ripe around that time. There might be short little field trips to local farms or berry picking places, or all kinds of activities going on around here in the summer. And where we are in the globe, it stays late quite late into the night. Sorry,
7 9.
it stays light until about 9 or 10 o'clock at night. So by the time 9 o'clock rolls around, 9 o'clock is for elementary and middle school boarding students when they have to be in the dorms, 10 o'clock for the upper school. By the time that time rolls around, you don't have a lot of energy left. You have gone full out for the entire day. You are completely worn out and just ready for bed, and you got to sleep well because you got to wake up and do it all again the next day. And I know for my young daughter, she's 11, it is the perfect amount of engagement and chance to get out there and do stuff. And it's exactly what I want for her. So
Awesome. Okay, a question for you. If your child hates school, doing academics, reading, is the summer program something they would want to do?
Yes. Students that are coming here during the summer, we understand that if they hate school or they're not enjoying some subject, you've been kind of cooped up in a classroom all year. So some students are kind of like, when they think about the idea of coming to summer school, some are like, what? So we understand that. We really try to make sure that all of our subjects that we're studying are fun. If you're studying science, you're not just going to be in a textbook hour after hour, like, memorizing formulas. We have a beautiful science lab that we really believe in hands-on experimenting, really learning by doing. Our math courses have lots of, hands-on application of the data. You're going to be, figuring out what you don't understand in math and fixing it up, but then lots of steps where you get to go out and actually use what you're learning to, measure things and do things in the real world. We heavily believe in hands-on learning that actually has an application to something in the real world. Because oftentimes if a person hates a subject, they just don't know what the point of it is. It's like, why am I even learning this in the first place? So it's very fast-paced, but it's very much, figuring out why it's not going well, helping the student find the purpose for doing it, and then getting that repaired so that they do enjoy it.
Awesome. Okay, good. I'm just looking to see if we have any new questions. Is there a swim activity? Where and how often?
I believe in our afternoon classes.
Well, there's going to be a few options for that. Well, one, we do have our new pond that we've constructed, and that's going to be, we're really excited for that to be ready this summer and for students to be able to swim in that pond if they want to. That's going to be a new activity. We're going to be
Students
looking into that.
Swimming in the pond.
In the evenings particularly, there's going to be, I think a number of those evening activities, those evening supervised adventures are going to be to local swim spots or to local pools. So
there's a local creek that we often go to.
It's fantastic in the summer. At the end of a long day, you can run and jump into a nice cold mountain water. It's extremely refreshing. Yeah.
It's also one of the most popular parts of the Seattle trip is that we stop at the Wild Waves Water Park on the way to Seattle. And that's always been my favorite part of the trip. And for a lot of the students as well. It's a great park. And if you love swimming, you're really going to enjoy that.
Awesome. Okay, we have a question. What would an upper school schedule be like?
Okay, so you're going to be waking up about 7:30, 7:45, getting ready for the day. 8:30 a.m., you're in class, roll call, ready to go. There's lunch from 12:30 to 1, and then for the next 2 hours after that, you're in your afternoon camp of your choice. Again, it might be fine arts, it might be the outdoor camp, it might be science and technology camp. And at 3:20, you're back in class for the next couple of hours. Like Corey said, working on an academic program that you have helped put together for yourself, something that's interesting to you. Dinner is at 5:40 for the upper school, and throughout the evening, there's some free time. Our recreation room is open. There's like pool and foosball and air hockey down there. There's a theater that you can be working on if you're musically inclined. You're working on some songs or you want to be singing with friends. You can work on it down there. Time to call your mom and dad, call your friends, and keep in touch with all of them at home. And then 10 o'clock is dorm check, time to be in your dorm there.
Okay, awesome. And then these are kind of combined questions, I think, about what about STEM, and then also what kind of training do the instructors have for the afternoon camps?
Excellent. Well, Corey, do you want to approach STEM from the academic class time, and I'll talk about how it's covered in the afternoon camps.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, we have a lot of science courses and technology courses. You can work on that in the classroom during the day. Even outside of the classroom, several of the afternoon camps that we have this summer are going to be focusing on STEM subjects. We have one that I think our students this summer, they're going to be like flying and building drones.
Yeah.
We have an amazing computer programming class. Students love it because they get to learn computer programming through video game design. So it's the first couple days in class, students are already putting together their own simple video games from code that they program themselves. So they get to, it's not like a whole lot of reading for an eventual product later. They get to like do a little bit of coding and immediately see the results, and getting to see that application right away and get to see something that they coded come to life. Computer programming starts clicking very quickly, and very popular class.
Awesome.
Like you were saying, it is definitely a focus in the afternoon activities. So one of the specialized camps this year is going to be science and tech. An upper school student in week 1, for example, you mentioned drones. Week 1 is going to be all about drones. I think building them, how to operate them, how to utilize them for all kinds of different purposes is really an outstanding field of opportunity there. The younger students, elementary and middle school students, are going to be putting together RC cars, and we just built this last year and a half, an
That's
RC
amazing.
racetrack down there, and I could barely.
Professional level.
Yeah, I could not pry my own kids away from that. They just wanted to be there all day. It's starting to get dark. You have to come home. And my daughter's learning about electronics. She's learning about the mechanical workings of this car, and she knew way more about it than I did. I was very, very pleased with that. One of the weeks in the Science and Tech Camp, it's going to be the Mission to the Stars week. It's like a space camp. And this is going to be run by Diego Martinez, one of our staff here, who this last year he won the Alan Shepard Technology and Education Award from NASA. It's an award given to a top STEM educator, one teacher a year. It's a big honor. We're thrilled to have him here.
He's currently actually at Johnson Space Center right now doing a presentation there and doing professional development. So he can come back and bring all his amazing space stuff.
Yeah, he's going to come back energized. He's going to have all these ideas, new stuff he wants to do with the kids. And I've sat through several of these different workshops and seminars that he's done. And sometimes it'll be like a spacesuit design. And he'll take students and these are the different components of a spacesuit. Let's kind of create this for ourselves right now. Let's build a model of what a habitat on Mars would look like. Let's set that up outside. Let's pretend that we're living on Mars. And I had a science teacher when I was in school that was just infectious. You had to be interested and excited, and he's that guy.
Yep.
So I have a feeling I'm going to sneak off and try to join that camp this summer. If you're looking for me, that's where I am. Yeah.
Okay, I've got another question. Is the academic part just for students needing help with the subject or behind academically, or could advanced students benefit?
Yeah, absolutely. It's we have a lot of students that do come here to repair something, but again, you can also come for the summer because you want to get ahead. You want to get a jump on next year, or maybe last summer you were at home and you were just really bored and you'd like to do something really exciting this year. Our one of our favorite types of students is the student that just loves learning. They want to, they always want to know more. They want to know in a hands-on way, and they would like to get ahead and do more. Again, because of our individualized program, you can study, whatever you want to study, and you can really, go leaps and bounds beyond what you might have been, just stuck doing, just staying with your class, kind of going in lockstep. Here we really free you up. You can go as fast as you want and get as much done as you want for the summer.
And challenge. That's
Yeah.
always a big part, is the students being challenged no matter what.
Right. If maybe, for the students that school is too easy or it is too simple, we're looking for, how can we get you more challenge in your education? what is really going to help that student, flourish and expand because, you really need something that's making you push your boundaries academically to really succeed.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm just going through all of the different. Someone had a question about staff interest in flight. That would be Diego and James. Someone had a question about do we have a competition played, a color war competition played here? And that's where you have. I'm just reading the definition of that. Do you know?
I'm afraid that's new to me. I would love to learn about that.
Okay, I don't think so. I think we have some, a lot of evening activities that are related to games and that kind of thing, but I don't think anything specific to a color war competition that I'm aware of. The kids also, one unique aspect of our summer program is we have our interns, which are actually students. They are students in the full year, and it's a required part of our program, our full year program, that our students at a certain point, when they get a certain point in the program, they actually come in the summer and they help run our summer camp. And that makes, I think it's probably one of the most unique aspects of summer at Delphi, and also the most special, at least for me when I was a student here. I actually went to summer camp here. They create a lot of the evening activities, so kind of, you never know exactly what they're going to be doing, but it's usually fun, a lot of fun. And those relationships that they create with the other kids that come here, it's very unique and special, and the responsibility that they gain from being part of it. I've never seen anything like that anywhere else. Let me see if there's any other questions.
One aspect I wanted to make sure was covered is some of you on the live stream might be wondering, where are my sports? What about soccer? What about volleyball? What about basketball? We definitely still have all those sports happening. That's been moved into the evening now. There is one of the specialized camps. This can be volleyball camp. Every year, volleyball camp is a huge hit. It's happening in weeks, I think, 2 and 5 or something. There's one volleyball camp in each of the 2-3 week sessions. And this is, that particular camp is run by our all-star coach. He won Coach of the Year for the region last year. And he's been doing this for 20 years. He gets you into shape physically. You hone your skills as a volleyball player, and really, I know that a lot of our volleyball players count on that to get themselves into shape, ready for volleyball season when it hits in the fall. Soccer, that's going to be happening in the evenings. Basketball, there's always guys in the gym playing basketball. It's strong communities around those sports.
Okay, we have a question. How does the school handle student conflicts?
Well, if there's a conflict in the classroom, we believe in communication as being, can handle just about any conflict. We get the students to talk to each other and figure out, why they're having an argument or why there's an upset. Outside of class, we do the same thing. We have a specialized staff member that their entire job is helping students that are having difficulty. That's called a student ethics advisor, and it's actually a really, it's really amazing for us as teachers to have somebody that is there to, anybody that is, they're just not, they're not doing well, either academically or with their friends, that they can work with that student and just help them figure out individually, why they're having trouble and resolve it.
Yeah, it's a great tool. Okay, we have another question here. How do the kids get there? Do they get picked up at the airport? Is it safe?
I'll field that one. I've been helping students come to Summer at Delphi for a little over 10 years now. Vast majority of the students will fly in either with family or by themselves if they're old enough or if they've made the trip several times. We have staff going to and from the airport and the school that will pick them up. That's something that we've been doing for many years now. We love it when the families are able to bring the students themselves because like me as a dad, I want to see what my daughter's going to be doing. I want to see where she's going to be staying. I want to see, I want to meet her teacher and the people she's going to be interacting with. So when that's possible, we love to have the families come. But if the students are traveling by themselves, we have a whole operation set up. We meet them at the airport. We get them to the school safely. And then at the end of the summer session, when it's time for everyone to go home, we'll get you to the airport in plenty of time. You're not going to miss your flight. You'll have your passport, all that.
Okay, great. Another question: what percent of the program is academic versus other activities?
I'd say it's probably about 50-50 during the day. Students will be in the classroom studying, except for their lunch break, and then a few breaks to go get a drink of water, use the bathroom, etc. They're in the classroom from 8:30 in the morning to in the middle school until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Again, we're a very heavily focused academic summer camp. But after 3 o'clock, as I've mentioned, you go off to your camps, you go off to your evening activities. That heavy academic focus during the week is then, of course, balanced with all the awesome trips on the weekend. So, we're unique in that a lot of summer camps, there's a lot of great programs around the country that just really focus on, you can go there if you just want to do canoeing and you just want to do, field games. What Delphi really excels at is that, our program is focused around really helping students succeed academically.
Interesting question here. Is there a possibility my child could board room with a student from another country? I think we totally forgot to mention the fact that this is an international camp, so we have students from upwards of 15 to 20 different countries that attend.
Yep.
So it's a really fantastic cultural mix, and yes, the answer to that, I can answer that, is yes, you can definitely board with a student from a different country, which is great.
Yeah, if I could jump in there. We have students that come from other countries that they want to learn English while they're here. We have a great international entry program for students that want to get better at speaking English, writing and reading English, and it's part of that program is the immersion in this culture. So, we actually, we try to have students, if you're from, America or you're from Oregon, you will often find yourself, rooming with somebody from China or from Russia. They're learning more about our culture and they're getting better at speaking English. But on the other hand, it's great for, students from this country to learn about other cultures. So it's a pretty unique part of the program.
Definitely. I want to mention horse camp, which is my favorite because I had horses growing up. So we are having a horse camp. We are using the amazing Flying M Ranch, who brings in their horses. In fact, one of our main instructors from Flying M just posted up a couple of photos on our Summer at Delphi Facebook page about the horses that they're going to be using. So their horses are getting ready. They're excited. Yes, we will have horse camp. It is the first, from what I understand, it's the first 3 weeks. So the first part of the summer will have the horse camp. So if you're really wanting to do the horse camp, sign up for the first 3 weeks. And that is available for all ages, right?
All ages from 8 to 18.
8 to 18.
The lower school will have horseback riding as well.
Great.
But not the
the
2-hour specialty camp.
Okay, another question I think I missed earlier. Are kids allowed to bring their gaming laptops and monitors for their dorms?
I would say from an academic standpoint, we don't want it. During the year, the students that are coming in, they've probably been doing a lot of electronics. Almost everybody these days, almost every student has their own smartphone. Maybe he's playing a lot of video games. We strongly believe that the summer is a good time to go screen free, get away from all that, really focus on your academics and get outside and do lots of great outdoor activities.
Yeah.
So while students bring phones that they can call home and be in touch with their parents every day, we say leave video games at home, leave the laptops that you use for playing video games. You can leave all that at home.
It's a lot of weight to bring, and you're not really going to have a chance to use it.
No, you're going to be busy.
Too busy.
Busy.
Well, I have 8 minutes at the end of the night, but I still need to brush my teeth. So there you go.
Okay, well, I think we've answered all the questions on here. Let me just go through it really quick one more time. Make sure that.
And I've been feeling more questions are going to come in even after this.
Yeah.
This is not going to be our only live Q&A. We're going to have a series of these. Details of that will be posted on the Facebook page. So don't worry. If you missed this, if you're watching the replay of this right now, don't worry. You'll have another chance.
We have one more that just came in. How do you handle students getting homesick? That is a really good question.
Yep. For a lot of these students, this can be their first time away from home.
Particularly the younger ones.
Particularly the younger ones. And the main thing that we can do to help them, and which really does help a lot, is they stay active. I think I've mentioned this a few times here, but so like my daughter's 11, my son is 9. They have never been bored in the summer camp, and from the moment they wake up to the moment they go to sleep, there's something exciting happening. They're in class, they're in an activity, they're in a camp, they're on a trip, and by the time the day is over and they're ready to get in bed, like I don't have time to be homesick. So, I mean, we have students come from 15, 20 different countries every year for the past like 40 years, and almost one for one, it's something that they're able to get over, and they find that after that initial kind of feeling of homesickness, they've found that they can do it. They can try something new and it'll work, and they're in a safe environment to try something that they haven't done before.
When they first arrive, they get hooked up with what we call buddies, and that's usually someone who's been here before that can help get them hooked up, get them meeting new people, getting their roommates, getting to know their roommates and all that. We also have what's called faculty advisors or parent teachers for the younger ones that are like the mom or dad away from home that will really be checking in with them, particularly with the younger ones. They'll be checking in with them on a daily basis, making sure they're doing well, and those are the ones that will be in touch with the parents if there's any issues, that kind of thing. So communication, that's a big part of it too, making sure that they are being heard and we're addressing that. And but we've been doing this for many, many years. I would say we're pretty much experts in homesickness. Okay, another question here. What if my child has special dietary needs?
Yes. Okay. So we have an outstanding kitchen and staff and a group of individuals down there that put together a wide assortment of meals. I've seen students here who are vegan or vegetarian. They need gluten-free. They need nut-free. There's all different kinds of dietary needs that can be addressed here. I haven't seen a student miss a meal yet.
Okay, good. Well, I think we're a little bit over our allotted time, so I think we should wrap up for the Q&A session. We want to let you know that we're going to be doing more of these, more live streams, usually on Friday, so be checking into our Facebook page. And yeah, we definitely want you to call us and message the page if you want to, but call us. And also a reminder that February 28th is the end of the early discount, so give us a call. And see you later.
Great.
See you in the summer.
Bye.